Hello guys, welcome to this particular session on logistic regression. So we're going to be building our first classification model in this particular session. So logistic regression is one of the algorithms, models that are used in artificial intelligence for classification or prediction, right? So you could use say classification or maybe for prediction. I think for prediction works more better. Now, where does the regression model fit into the machine learning pipeline? I'm going to be saying something. One of the first steps about conducting a machine learning training is by, collecting data, all right? So you need to collect data, that's raw data from, could be from clinical records or surveillance systems. Secondly, you clean the data, you handle some kind of missing values and outliers. And then the third one is you do some kind of exploratory analysis. And so what do you mean by exploratory analysis? So you need to actually understand some kind of patterns and relationships inside of the data, all right? Then you perform trend test split, which is some kind of dividing data for model validation, and logistic regression, which is kind of classification model training, which is what you perform. And that's where we're going to be talking about right now. And then some kind of evaluation, which entails assessing model performance. Okay? So this session focuses on logistic regression, transforming prepared data into working classification model. Now, what's logistic regression? Now, I'm just going to open my terminal right now. If you're particularly programming with Python, you might be very familiar with this. And I haven't really committed anything today, being 17th. And I'm just going to kind of open my code here. I'm just going to kind of let my kind of set so that we could just do some kind of talk. Now, I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to folder. Yeah, just to kind of do some demonstration that we're going to perform in today. And I'm just going to create uh, a folder, and I'm going to name the folder ma18ml. Okay, so that works. I'm going to save that. Of course, I'm going to close this. Then I could just say, I'm just going to select my Python environment. Now, because we're talking about logistic regression, now the first thing we might actually do is to import NumPy as MP. All right. So this is the NumPy library for numerical Python for mathematical operations in Python. I could just spell this properly. Now I can import pandas as PD, and I'm going to import I don't need matplotlib from sklearn.linear. Uh, Logistic regression. So this is what we're going to be talking about. So this is where we get this particular class of, which this particular, I would say maybe an object for classification. And we do get it, okay? And I could just kind of click this so we can have a much more clearer, look at what the logistic regression is all about. And I will go back to the slides right away so I can make some explanation. So What's logistic regression? Logistic regression is just kind of a statistical model, that we design, for classification problems. So whenever we talk about classification problem, we're talking about anything that is predicting the probability that an observation belongs to a particular class. So for example, what is class? Healthy, not healthy. Around, not around. 1, 0. Present, absent. All of these are all what we call what? Classification problems. So some of the output ranges between 0 and 1, or it represents the kind of probability of class membership, maybe binary or multi-class classification. Also some kind of interpretable coefficients, okay? So what logistic regression does is that it's designed specifically for classification problems, particularly where the outcome is categorical or than rather than being what? Continuous. So when we talk about continuous, we're talking about numbers, when outcomes are in numbers, basically. But in this scenario, that's not the case because we are interested in understanding maybe is it present or absent? Is it diseased or not diseased? Or it could be diseased, not diseased, and very diseased, and all of that. So that is what we call what? A logistic regression. Now, logistic regression is one that can be confusing sometimes with linear regression. But let's hit the coffin home now, right? Whenever you talk about linear regression, think about it as you want to try and predict the price of cryptocurrency, and you're trying to predict continuous variables that range from negative to positive, okay? Sometimes you want to predict bacterial growth, disease incidence rate, healthcare costs, just kind of talking about what is this person going to, what level of resistance is this person going to develop in the next 5 days? Then it's going to be 31.4, 0.006, and all of that. So that is what we call what, a linear regression based type of what, maybe classifier or predictor. Now, but when you look at logistic, which is our business here, logistic regression predicts probabilities and class labels. So it's constrained between 0 and 1. It can be used for binary classification like resistant or susceptible or disease or present. And let's say, for example, the patient has 70% of probability of really kind of an infectious resistance. And then that's actually something that is drawn from what? The logistic what? Regression. Now, the probability and decision threshold also is another important thing that we must lay our hands on, because whenever we look at model output, the logistic regression model usually all the time is one that used to output the probability value between 0 and 1 for each observation. So that's for the observation. Now, when you say 0.07 or 0.75 probability of antibiotic resistance here, that definitely are an influence to try and make them. Threshold conversion, a decision threshold, typically 0.5, convert probabilities into class or prediction. That's when you don't see greater than 0.5, class it as resistance, and less than 0.5, class it as susceptible. We also perform what we call threshold tuning. And by threshold tuning, we are talking about, where we adjust the thresholds based on some kind of whether false positive or false negative are more costly. So how do we now prepare a data set for logistic regression? So first of all, before we perform the training, right, we usually start by separating our features, which is the predictors, from the target variable, which is a what? Outcome variable. And the first thing we do is to do what? Identify the target variable, so that we will not touch that column, right? So we determine which column contains, the class outcome. Maybe it could be resistance column, whatever, whatever. Then we create a feature matrix, select all the predictor variables by dropping the target, column, right, from our data frame. Then we create target vector. We start doing the outcome variable for model training. So this is just kind of an illustration of what we do within our code, right? So we say df the drop resistance axis equals to 1, and then features, that's the features, right? And say df of resistance. Yeah. And there's also another important term that we're going to come in contact with, right? Which is train test split. Train test what? Split. Now, I really mentioned this in my previous session where I argued that, before you start a model training, you need to split your data appropriately. All right. So you can reserve a portion of data for unbiased evaluation. So these samples usually were not used during training. So they kind of provide a realistic performance estimate. Okay. So we usually split our data. And then common split ratio is usually 80-20. Sometimes you can do 70-30, you can do 75-25, depending on the context. And 80% training, 20% testing is standard practice, though this can vary based on data size and requirements. So just like I said, from sklearn, we import train test split, and we do X train, X test, Y train, Y test, train test split of this, right? We can also add stratification of with Y. So how do we now train the regression model, right? We load the model, we instantiate the model, we feed it into training. So this is just kind of an illustration of what we do to get started with our what? Logistic regression. Because we need to load the model, right? From scikit-learn. Then we create a model object for default, or maybe with default or specified parameters. We fit it to training data, and the algorithm iterative adjusts coefficients to maximize the likelihood of observing the training data, learning which features predict resistance most effectively. So this is just what it looks like for us to get our instantiate our model. This is something I'm definitely going to be doing separately in our training. So also make predictions, right? And evaluations, because generate predictions, we use the trained model to predict class labels, for the data test. That's why we do something like y-pred equals to model that predict x test. And we can calculate accuracy. We already talked about some kind of evaluation metrics like accuracy, precision score, recall score, F1 score, and the ROC, AUC score, and all of that. So these are metrics, evaluation metrics that we're using for logistic regression models, particularly when we want to ascertain how best our model is performing. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you with some kind of key takeaways, because it's quite very important to understand that classification to logistic regression is specifically designed for classification problems, not even continuous prediction. Probability output, in terms of probability output, most of these models output probabilities between 0 and 1, representing confidence in class membership. Threshold based, it uses a decision threshold, typically 0.5, to convert probabilities into discrete class predictions. And training process, model learns from training data by optimizing coefficients to maximize prediction accuracy. Also, another one is validation strategy, because evaluation on test data provides unbiased estimates for real world performance. So I think that is that for this session. It's quite a pleasure to be with you guys, and also have us, walk us through some of these information and parameters. And of course, definitely I'm going to see you guys on the very next one. For now, bye-bye.